has bought ChatGPT questions related to the history of Christianity and will now be altering answers to be more friendly to Israel. Israel's pouring millions of dollars into ChatGPT and other AI systems to bolster Christian support in America, and in doing so becomes the first country to openly bribe AI. Christian support for Israel in America is declining, and the Israeli government is pouring $90 million into the history of Christianity on ChatGPT, changing ancient names to Israel and emphasizing Jewish culture in the Bible. Now, the U.S. has already signed off on allowing the Israeli government to buy up contracts with AI, again, the only country that can do so, and they're now looking to make people religiously believe and support Israel through AI answers. Also partnered with YouTube to alter search results. All things that the Trump administration has signed off on and allowed the Israeli government to invest in.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone, my teacher, well. Peace and salutations be to hopeful elect. I'm coming at you from the Prophets in Babylon camp here in Tampa, Florida. This lesson is going to be titled, Israel Bribes AI to Change History. Alright, so these devils are looking to pretty much buy out AI's answers according to history based upon religion. Alright. To tie all answers and questions towards the favor of the Jewish community. All right, so these devils are out to and have been for the longest is distorting history. Okay, they don't care what it is that they distort or change to make them look better, to bolster in their name. Okay, to bring influence to their name. These devils will change any and everything. So you see, they already changed what the image, the true image of what the Lord looks like, the true image of what the angels and the Lord's prophets look like, the judges of the earth, as it says in Job 9:24. Let's grab it. It says here in the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So who is the only nation of people that covered the faces of the judges of the earth? The judges of the earth goes into who? Yahawashi, the prophets, the angels, okay, the Most High. All right, so what nation of people changed the appearance of what these judges actually look like? All right, all you got to do is go on Google and type in heaven, and all you're going to see is Edomites up there. It's the so-called white man. That's how you know who the devil of the Bible is. All right, and their headquarters is over there in the east, calling themselves the state of Israel. Okay, and have gone and paid billions and trillions of dollars and taken extraordinary measures to make the world believe that they're the true children of Israel, to make the world believe that they were always the true children of Israel, that the Bible only talks about them when they've just recently got over there. Okay, it's not too long ago they weren't over there, man. All right. So here it is. They paying all this money to get AI to change its answers, to change its questions. Even the search engine on YouTube, they're distorting to be towards so-called the state of Israel's benefit, these Amalekites' benefits. Okay, so here it is. They done tarnish their own name by doing all these, committing all these atrocities in the name of their God. Okay, which is literally Hashem. They say Hashem is just the name in Yiddish Hebrew. Okay, that just means the name, because they can't say the true name of the Lord. The Lord said, "My name is dreadful amongst the heathen." Okay, so it's all an act that these guys are putting on over there, man. All right, it says, if not, who? If not, where and who is he? Who else could it be? Who else can the wicked be? Okay, it can only be this guy, man. Paying so much money to project a certain image about themselves. You have to be a liar and an imposter to do that. All right, if you are who you say you are, you won't have to pay to make people think that. Okay, let's grab it here and in the book of Daniel, we're gonna put that on hold, and then we also gonna grab the 2 Thessalonians, because this devil's being revealed. Okay, and the scriptures already talked about it. Now, if it ain't this devil, if this devil ain't the wicked, okay. If it ain't the wicked, let's play stupid for a little bit. Let's play stupid for a minute and pretend like we don't know, right? Let's say these people are, all right, the true children of Israel, which they're not. But what if let's say they are? Then who would the Bible be calling wicked? Okay, who is the Bible calling the devil? Who's the Bible calling the wicked that changes the faces of the judges of the earth? Who else is doing that? Nobody else is doing this stuff. Okay, what they gonna say? Iran? They gonna twist the scriptures and say the wicked is Iran? That small little country over there? They ain't oppressing the whole world. They ain't got an embassy in every country. They ain't making sure every country is following after their Babylonian juice or drinking their juice or their philosophies and their ways. No, that's you Edomites, you devils. Okay, you Amalekites dwelling over there in our land. How the hell are you so-called the holy people, but you having pride parades over there in the land? The biggest pride parades. Okay, but you the so-called holy people. Everybody else is underneath you. Hell nah, man. These fucking base men. Scriptures say children are their oppressors. Okay, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. So don't be falling for this propaganda, this bullshit that these devils are pushing out. You go on ChatGPT, and this is the type of guys that we got to deal with. These Christians that come up against the truth. These are the type of guys we're dealing with. Guys that were deceived. Okay, they were deceived by any means. All right, they done drunk upon that Babylonian juice and got too drunk and can't come back to normal. They can't sober back up. Okay, it says, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, which has happened already, which means which that falling away was when we forgot who we were, where we come from, or that was really taken from us. These devils beat it out of us. They beat the name of the Lord out of us. They beat our own language out of us and beat a bastard language into us. They beat our own law, statutes, and commandments out of us, and made us and forced us to follow after the law of sin, forcing us to eat pork, forcing us to eat crab, pork, shrimp, and lobster on the plantation, forcing us to work on the Shabbat days. Okay, they took everything away from us. All right, that was a falling away during hardcore slavery. And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That man of sin is about to be, he being revealed already. The son of perdition. The whole world is blaming, okay, this guy, the so-called Jewish. All right. The whole world is blaming them, not just the prophets. It's not just the prophets anymore that's telling the world that these guys are imposters. They are devils. They are wicked. The whole world is saying it now, and that's why they're attempting to buy ChatGPT, okay, so that they can change up the answers, so that when people go to ChatGPT, a lot of people depend and rely on ChatGPT to give them the correct answer, and they don't question it. Okay, so when they go in there and start finding answers, directing them towards the favor of the Amalekites, okay, they're gonna think, oh shit, we gotta respect the Amalekites, all right, and that's what they hope for. They paid trillions of dollars to hide this truth from the Israelites. Okay? To hide from the world that they stole our land and our name. Alright? And our rights. Okay? But now it's being revealed. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God. So look, he's opposing and exalting himself. So here it is. These people got a religion called Christianity. And he want to do away with that and make all of them worship his God. Okay? And then you got the actual children of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, the true Israelites, the so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes. Okay? Or African Americans today. Or was once called Afro-Americans. Afro-Latinos, Afro-Indians, basically all you Jakes, the true Jakes. He's opposing you, and he exalts himself above you. All right, he is the head, and he makes you look like the tail. It says, and who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. All right, so in the end, he really wants you to worship him. All right, and you said forget about who you worship, who you serving, whatever. You want you to come serve their power. All right, which they believe Trump to be the bringer of peace. Okay. It says, remember ye not that when I was with you, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. So now is the time for him to be revealed, and the people are finding out about him. Now that's why he's trying to so desperately to change up the narrative. All right, he's coming out with all these different laws and decrees. They're trying to bring out the MOTB quickly now. Everybody got to have a digital ID by 2028. Okay, and then the MOTB by 2030. All right, this devil ain't playing games, man. Now the whole world talking shit about him. They can't call the whole world an anti-Semite, because that's what it is. Now the whole world is against the Amalekites, the so-called Jewish people, man. Okay? And they did that to themselves. They brought that upon themselves. They couldn't help themselves. All right? They wanted that land so bad over there. They went over there and attacked those people, and they still attacking them people, besieging these people. Okay? And everybody's protesting or rioting for Palestine, not for Israel. Not for the Amalekites, but for Palestine, okay? For Iran. All these videos and all this media being released about what? These people being persecuted. But here it is. You got to remember who controls the media. Esau Edom. He wants these people to see that. But why? He wants them to revolt. He wants them to disrespect their name. He wants them to come up against the Amalekites, okay? He wants them to come up against these devils. And why does he want that? So that he can have a reason to lay you down and put this chip in the back of your head, man. Put this chip in your head or put this chip in your hand. Okay? He want to tag you and bag you. He needs a reason. And now he has it. Everybody's against the Jewish. Everybody's an anti-Semite. Okay? What a nigga say? He say, you either gonna get this brick card, this digital ID, or you will not be able to work. It's as simple as that. It says, for the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right, so here it is. The world is being put on game to who the wicked really is. Okay. Trying to figure out why America keeps funding them, why they keep sending them money. Why can't we talk about these guys in America and they all the way over there in the East? Why am I being oppressed? Why is my job being threatened? Why are we getting labeled anti-Semite and domestic terrorists and this and that, and we being persecuted for speaking against them when they are across the seas? You got these military guys coming out saying they signed up for the military to protect their country. Okay, but how is it that they're getting persecuted for speaking against a country that's not theirs? All right, so that's how you know this country is being ran by is truly being ran by Israel. Okay, rather the Amalekites in Israel. Okay, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power. He's got the power to persecute your job, to take you off of social media, to block your accounts, to delete your accounts, all these things. He got all that kind of power to do these things because what? He's the wicked that ruleth the earth. Job 9:24. Okay, it says, whose coming is after the working of Hashatan with all power and signs and lying wonders. This devil keep lying. All he does is lie. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Okay, so here it is. You Jakes trying to come up against us. We trying to teach you the truth. This devil is coming after you hardcore, trying to deceive you, paying trillions and trillions of dollars to brainwash you and your children, which they are losing that grip. They're losing that grip on the way that you think about them. And that's why they're in such a panic. That's why they're in such a frenzy. But the end is coming, you see? And that's why these things are happening. That's why they're being revealed, because we're at the end. It says, and for this cause, YAHAWASHI shall send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned to believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. So those that don't believe the truth today, it's because they had pleasure in unrighteousness. They didn't want to believe the truth in the first place, and that's why the Lord didn't give it to them. Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Here it is, this devil talking about changing history. He's buying AI so that AI can give you a different answer about history. AI can fabricate history now. Now you can't even go to AI and be sure that you're going to get the true answer. This devil has lied about history. How much more, Salaki, if the news is fake, how much more is history? Okay? You grow up in the school in Babylon here in America, going into the public schools, you learn about history. You got fucking Pharaoh, it's an Edomite. How is Pharaoh an Edomite? Okay? On the textbook. Here it is, these devils are everybody but Esau. Alright? They're lying. These people have lied time and time again, and that's why the Lord has to come and rule out the controversy of Zion. Because they've lied about who the true children of Zion are, who the true children of the Lord are. They lied about history, plenty of history. Even the nations got different names from the Bible that they were supposed to be called. They were originally called. They casted a curtain over the whole earth, and everybody's being deceived. All right? But the truth is being revealed to the Lord's servants as prophets. And we're making that known, claiming that truth and pronouncing that truth, professing that truth amongst the housetops. All right? And the cornerstones, man. In the highways and hedges, in the chief places of concourse, wisdom crieth aloud, man. She uttereth her voice in the streets. All right, and Jake didn't want to catch on to it. You're not gonna get this truth going inside of a building where this devil's sweating out. You got these niggas sweating out pork grease and wiping their face every 5 seconds. You sweating from talking? If you sweating that much from talking, I mean, you doing a lot of lying. Okay, you a little bit nervous up there. All right, you gotta wipe your face every 5 seconds. Something ain't right. You moving around, panting around, dancing around, screaming and shit. Okay, what the hell are you? You are a demon. These men are demons. Okay, majority of them are sodomites. They went to school to be a pastor. All right, and who's in charge of that school? The oppressor. So what do you think they're teaching you? If they went to the Edomites to learn about how to be a pastor, to teach Jake, what do you think they're teaching you? The slave Bible, man. They ain't teaching you the truth in there. They don't care about you. They were taught to rob the sheep, to rob the flock of the Lord. All right, and it's really mainly widows that's going in there, or single woman with children that goes in there. And what they do is they bring those children in there, and those children get raised up in the church, being taught by a sodomite. The sodomite whole time got his eye out and his tongue out at these children, at these young men. These young men grow up to be destroyed individuals. They become sodomites or YNs. Okay, because there was no guidance in the house. The guidance was Esau Edom through the church. Here it is, these young men look up to these pastors if they are fatherly figures, and they're leading them down the path of destruction. That's why our people keep getting destroyed over and over again. When Wherever our people go to listen to our own people, they get destroyed more and more. You turn on the music, all you hear is drill music. Jake talking about killing each other. These women turn on the music, all you hear is these women talking about cheating on their husbands. Okay? With that Queen of Heaven spirit. Teaching these women to have men to serve them, to sell their own box. Okay? They persecute these men. You don't hear this shit amongst the Edomite community. You don't see these things amongst these other nations. Whenever you go into these different establishments, these different jobs, all right? You go into these different jobs with these heathen nations, they got their whole families in there working. They got order established in there. Okay, you don't see the same thing with Jake. And if you do, it's very rare. Very rare. Jake starting off small, and their business that they have is heavily persecuted by these devils. Blacklisted. All right. Every now and then you have an Edomite try to come in there and fuck up the business. Okay. This isn't your rest, Jake. As Micah 2:10 tells you, arise ye and depart. For this is not your rest, because it is greatly polluted, it shall destroy you with a sore destruction. Okay? If you caught up in this world, you're fucked. Because the people that rule this world have paid trillions and trillions of dollars to put that delusion in your face. You watching TV for entertainment. The whole time they putting all these subliminal messages in the TV you watching. The social media you're looking at, they're putting all these subliminal messages in there for you to obey and worship them and respect them as the people, as the true people of the Lord, YAHAWASHI, when they're not. It says, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. So the Lord gonna let him do what he want in this world for now, okay, until his time is up. All right, as the scriptures say in Luke. In the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Who? The true Israelites. What happened to the true Israelites? They fell by the edge of the sword. From who? The Edomites, the Amalekites. They came in there and slaughtered and slew Jacob. Okay? So much so that they fled from the land. And they chased him into other lands and was slaying him in those lands too. And these other lands that Jake fled into, like Western Africa, they sold us to the Amalekites into slavery. Okay, which one of the slave ships was called the good ship JC. All right, because I don't really want to. I hate saying that saying that name. I'll say the good ship JC. All right, which was completely funded by the Amalekites. All right, which these Amalekites and these Edomites over here in America are one. They're all Edomites, maybe a different tribe or cousin Edomites, whatever. They're all Edomites, and shall be led away captive into all nations. Okay, so this is what happened to the true people of Israel. You're trying to figure out if these guys really are the children of the Lord or not. The scripture's telling you right here what happened to the true children of the Lord. We were raided. We were attacked by these Edomites. We fled from the land, and they caught us in Western Africa. Those Hamites sold us into slavery to these Edomites. They didn't sell their own people, but that's the lie that they'll tell you, that we sold our own people into slavery. How the fuck does that even happen? How do we sell our own people to another nation to slavery? That it doesn't work like that. These are a different nation of people. These Hamites, okay, which are the son of Ham and not from Shem. That's where they get the whole thing anti-Semite, because they're talking about anti-Shem, which really Sham, anti-Sham, because they're saying they come from Shem. All right, which they do come from Shem, but these Hamites don't come from Shem. So how can we be, the same people if they come from Ham and we stem from Shem? All right, it says, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and then they sold you this lie. Paid trillions of dollars for you to think that you were these Hamites, for you to think that you didn't have any origin in Israel, that your history only goes back to being sold on slave ships. But what about before that? What happened before that? They don't want to go back to before then. Okay, the history of the Israelites, the history of the so-called black man doesn't go back any further than being sold on slave ships. Okay? And this is what they want you to believe. They paid trillions of dollars for you to believe shit like this. All right? We don't know what happened over there in your land anyway, but your people sold you to us. All right? That's a lie. These devils are lying. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. What? And Jerusalem, not Israel, okay? But they call it Israel over there. They call the name of the land Israel, which is another sorcery and a form of trickery. Okay, because when you think about Israel, you think about the people Israel, the Israelites. All right? So when you say over there in Israel, you automatically think the people that are in Israel over there are the true chosen people of the Lord. But that's not true. Israel is a people before it's a place. Okay? So it says, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. So that the name of that land was really Jerusalem. All right? Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. Which these Edomites and Amalekites are walking all over our land right now. That's what's going on. Those aren't the true children of Israel over there. So it says, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. What does that mean? Until their time to rule is over. Okay? They're going to be in our land until their time to rule is up. And that's coming. That's actually, it's really already here, man. Now we're watching their whole system collapse. Why do you think there's so much conflict going on in the world right now? Between these Amalekites and these different nations, between America and these different nations. Everybody's at odds with each other. These were all the same nations that sat at the same table together and conspired against the true Israelites, the true children of the Lord, YAHAWASHI. How is it that they're all having conflict with each other now? Everybody's pointing the finger at each other at the same table that they sat at to work together, that they decided to work together at to go against the Israelites. All right? It's because their time is up. This era is over. Their rulership is ended. Okay? Shit, next year, they're going to reach that 250th year anniversary of being in rulership, America, of being a country, which every 200, so like on average, it's 250 years for a kingdom to fall. It takes 250 years. Okay? So they've been given their time to rule. They've been given their time to trodden down this world. That's over, though. That's over. Here it is, this devil sitting here changing up history, changing up the laws, changing up the times. All right? Which, if you really look according to go by the schedule according to the moon, according to the new moon, which is what the Israelites went by. All right? It really should be like 13 months. How is it that they made 12 months? There's months with extra days in it. Okay, there should be only 28 days between each new moon. Okay, but somehow we have months that goes to the 31st, and we have months that go to the 28th. It's because these devils are changing times. They've played a really deceptive hand so that you can't tell what's going on. All right? Did not the scripture say they were wiser than Daniel? And he was a crafty and a cunning hunter. Okay, this devil is very tricky. You got to be careful when dealing with Esau. And here's another one for you. Okay? Because at this point, you can only go to the prophets to get the truth. You can't keep going to these devils. The word devil literally goes back to deceiver. Okay? Which they're going to lie to you. 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, don't let this devil get an advantage over you. If you become gullible and silly and just ready to believe anything and very simple as these people are that are in the world, that are attracted and attached to this world, if you become so simple, guess what? Scriptures say what in Proverbs? The prudent man looketh well to his going, but the simple pass on and are punished. You're going to get punishment. You're going to feel the pain of being bitten by that serpent. Okay? And who's going to pity you? Nobody. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You can't keep going to AI asking AI questions anymore about history or about the scriptures, any of that. Just don't even do it anymore. It's done. This devil done bought out AI. You can't ask questions to AI anymore. AI gonna lie to you now. Artificial intelligence. It was really man-made intelligence. These devils. At first, AI was against them. AI was speaking against these devils and showing you that these people were truly wicked, and telling you that the Israelites were really the oppressed of the world. But AI said if it could come back as any person to spread the truth, it will come back as a so-called black man in America, so-called African American man in America, because we are the oppressed. That's Jake, okay? And only the oppressed and the poor have the right to really speak on what's fair and what's not, okay? But these Edomites just sitting at the top of the ruling share, these wicked elites, here it is, they oppress you. They got all this money, all the money in the world, okay? But somehow there's still people that's homeless, people still ain't eating, people still ain't getting proper education. These people are struggling with their bills. These people can't survive, yet these devils got all the money in the world. They so fat and selfish, okay? Yet they want to preach to you about what's fair and what's true and what's false. Nah, man. So here it is, they done bought up AI, and now AI is going to tell you the lies that they want you to know, okay? So just be aware of that fact. I truly hope this lesson was edifying to you. I cannot lie for listening to the sincerity. So next time, Yahshua, I give all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAKADASH. Shalom.